Hi, I'm Megan Barefoot from No Shoes Nutrition. Welcome to No Shoes Real Talk, a space where we kick off our shoes, have real conversations, and talk practical wellness with people who truly care about helping you feel amazing. Welcome back. We once again have Roxane Shymkiw here of No Shoes Nutrition, who's going to share a little bit more about how she collaborates with her clients and walks them through a journey of nutrition, gut health, hormone health, lowering inflammation, balancing blood sugar, whatever they need, right? Like that's how we work. We work holistically to figure out how lifestyle, stress levels, sleep, all of these things affect the root of the problem. So, welcome back, Roxane. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me back.
Okay, so couple questions. I want to dig right in.
Okay.
If someone is feeling stuck on their health journey, where would you recommend they start?
Well, I think after talking with the person and really having them be open and honest with what their biggest challenge is, often I will look to start with gut health and sleep. Those are really big ones, two that can have a really big impact on a lot of the other symptoms they may be going through.
I agree. I 100% agree. Really get honest with yourself, right? Like really dig deep and sometimes it's really hard to see through the stories we tell ourselves. And so yeah, really getting honest and I love, of course, always love everything gut health related, but sleep is just such a key component that a lot of us just put on the back burner. Oh, I'll sleep more next on the weekend or when I get a chance. Oh, I would love to take a nap, but I don't have time, right? Those kinds of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what is one simple but powerful shift that someone can make today with their nutrition? And you're not allowed to say eat more kale because that'll be like a turnoff for everyone because we now know Roxane loves kale. But what do you think would make the biggest difference for them just if they wanted to start today, just one little shift that they're working on?
If there's one little thing that you can do, I would recommend people the very first meal of your day, bonus points if you can have a little bit of it before your coffee, to have protein at breakfast or whenever your first meal is. If you're breaking your fast, even at 11 or 12, if you're trying intermittent fasting, protein is such a powerful food. And this will help not only with blood sugar balance, but you know what we're going to feel? We're not going to feel hungry later in the afternoon. We're not going to be reaching for those sugary, high refined carb sort of foods, the quick energy that our body is needs because we're tired, right? If we have that protein, that will help us get through the day.
Very cool. So, what would you say is one daily habit or ritual that you have that you swear by for your own health?
So this is a fairly new one for me. Um, I love to stay up late, which I know we just talked about sleep. So I'm trying to change that over. And the biggest biggest thing that I have changed in my life is getting outside first thing in the morning. And you know what? I am with all the other moms. Remember how, okay, don't wear our sunglasses as we're driving our kids to school, right? I'm like, okay, that doesn't quite get the same impact. And so now, even no matter what the temperature is, even if it's cloudy, go outside 10 minutes and just be. Like it was really hard in the beginning because you're already thinking about, of course, all the things you have to do for that day. But I've now sort of trained myself to say, no, you're going to sit here and just eyes open, eyes closed, whatever. Be in the sunshine, be outside. And it really sets me up for having, I don't know, like a more even day where I
More
feel like
balance.
I'm grounded and I'm ready to just tackle everything. So yeah, I love that early morning sunshine.
I love it too. I think that's a great habit to get into. And like you said, it is not easy in the beginning. All change is hard, even changing your nutrition, changing um, like your sleep habits, your movement habits. It's all like one more thing that we have to add to our plate, especially as moms. So, that's a really great point. I think it's going to take time, especially we're coming into winter, so it makes it even harder, I find, to do that. But it's definitely on my to-do list every day is to try to get outside and get some fresh air, especially working from home, right? We work from home. We see people via Zoom most days. So yeah, I think that's a great tip. Um, when do you think it would be a really good time if someone is struggling, they're trying to do everything on their own? When do you recommend that someone seek additional help? Whether that's like getting some nutrition help, getting some therapy, getting movement, getting some testing done. Like, what would you say would be a pivotal sign for someone that um, it's time? It's time to reach out and get support.
I think for everybody, they need to, everybody comes to that point differently. And I think everyone knows themselves. And if they feel something is off, something is not right, or even if you've been doing something and it's always worked and now suddenly it doesn't, I think it's worth just reaching out to, and there's a whole, there's so many different health practitioners in so many different areas that it doesn't necessarily have to be nutrition. It can even be in exercise or mental health, or, I mean, even somebody to work on sleep that solely just works on sleep. And I think it's if people feel like something is off, that is sign enough. I don't think people have to wait to, oh, suddenly I'm pre-diabetic, or oh, my cholesterol skyrocketed and now the doctor wants me on all these medications, right? I think if you know yourself well enough and something just I was going to say in your gut, that gut feeling, something just doesn't feel right, then it is worth their time and their health to reach out.
Amazing. Yeah, I agree. I agree. We know intuitively, gut feeling wise, like you said, we know when something's not right. And I think when we go and we just get a blood test and everything maybe comes back normal, we're like, okay, well, I guess nothing's wrong. We don't trust ourselves.
Mhm.
So I think you're right. I think continuously like looking for something. It might not be a medical thing wrong. Maybe it is you need more physical activity and you don't really know how to incorporate that. Or you need some support in the kitchen, figuring out, your nutrition. It can be a multitude of different people that you reach out to, but I agree that's a very pivotal sign.
Mhm.
So, are there any myths or like stories that you've heard in our field of nutrition that you wish more people understood were myths? Like, for example, I still struggle with a lot of people who come and think eggs are bad, like because they have high cholesterol, so they shouldn't be eating eggs because eggs have cholesterol. Are there any that you've seen in your practice that you kind of they become a little bit of an itch that's hard to scratch because you're like, oh, I need to like tell the world about this. Is there any in your world that you'd like to share?
Absolutely. And I've been dying to interrupt you since since you asked. My big one is there's still this fear of fat. Um, and you know what? I definitely grew up in the low fat era where, oh, definitely, 0% this, 0% that. And of course, at the time, we just knew, oh, don't eat the fat because it's going to make you fat. But
Right.
of course, we didn't know, oh, but the reason it tastes so good is because they're adding lots of sugar or artificial flavors or, all these things that are actually worse for us than the fat. So educating people that there are different types of fat and
Mhm.
it's the healthy fats that we want and need, especially, I love to talk about hormones. Healthy fats are essential for our hormone balance. So that's my biggest, you know, sticking point that a lot of people still don't realize that you can eat avocados, you can have coconut oil in moderation, extra virgin olive oil, even, fatty fish. Most people don't think of fish as, a fat, but this is a great source, right? Nuts and seeds. So I am definitely on a mission to be able to teach people healthy fats we need for good health.
I
And,
love that.
we
I
can,
love it.
I know, but in the same thing, okay, leave the potato chips and the deep frieds for the
Mm.
occasional treat. We don't want the unhealthy fats. We don't want the trans fats and all that, but healthy fats.
Love it. I
Everybody
love it.
should,
I am on the
everybody
same
should have them.
wavelength. I grew up in a household that was very fat fearful, and um, a lot of people don't know that their brains are 60% or more fat, right? So
Mhm.
you want to have a fat brain, everybody. You want to make sure that you are feeding those hormones and being able to make what your body needs. So thank you again, Roxanne, for being here today with me and having these awesome discussions. It's just so fun to be able to geek out with someone and spread news about really important topics that I think are not talked about as much as they should be. So hopefully you'll be able to join us again. You are part of No Shoes Nutrition, so hopefully you'll come back and we'll have some more really fun things to share with our audience. And for anyone who's just joining us for the first time today, please like and share and subscribe to our very, very new YouTube channel. We hope to see you back soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging out with us on No Shoes Real Talk. Please give this episode a like, hit subscribe, and you'll get a heads up when we bring on more amazing guests. See you next time.